Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Blank Pages, the podcast. This is episode 6. We're going to be jumping into uncertainty in beliefs and how to reframe them, building off of this invisible link between our beliefs and our behaviors. So we're going to dive into the transformative journey of reshaping our beliefs. So we're going to start by understanding how to embrace uncertainty as a growth opportunity, building confidence through achievable goals and cultivating a growth mindset. We're going to explore practical tools for resilience and introduce evidence-based methods to adjust our beliefs. Then we're going to apply these insights to improve social connections by reframing limiting beliefs, testing new hypotheses in social settings, and learning from these experiences. So I'm hoping that, or how should I put it? I'm hopeful that this is going to turn into just a way for you to step into, like a guide for you to step into, or actually a guide for you to not just step into, but it's a building block or a foundation for personal development and better social relationships. And the reason I want to focus on that social relationships part, because I'm going to take a universal core human need, which is like loving connection, that type of a thing, to help us all with kind of coming up with an application around something that we all understand. So before we get into it, I want you to know that I'm so appreciative of those who are listening to the show, and then those of you who are giving me the feedback. This is great. Thank you for subscribing and then sending me messages. It's great. And then those of you who are sending me a DM through some of the questions I might ask, or asking you to share in your journey. Hey, thanks for doing that. And, but I want you to, if you have subscribed to the show, thank you. In the future, there'll be, if you subscribe to the show on, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, wherever you find podcasts, that you'll also, if you want, you can opt in. It's like a double opt-in to the monthly email that I'll send out. That's ultimately just a recap and highlight, to the prior episodes. And also I'll give a snapshot of things that are coming. All right. So you could do that. You can find me on Instagram at Tim Pecoraro, and there's a link in the bio for you to find the podcast and subscribe there, but also to please join that monthly email. There's some awesome stuff coming. And then also, I want to throw this out. I'm going to have a 30-day challenge that is actually core and central to everything that I do, that is going to be coming up. And it's going to be centered around, building a habit that I hope you're going to form, and it ultimately turns into a practice. And then you will spend the rest of your life doing it and investing in it in ways that are going to change you and those around you. So keep that on your radar, because that is coming up. So let's just get into this core part of what we got going on. Uncertainty in beliefs and how to reframe them. Now, I have a little two-part this is a fictional or fictitious story that I want to share with you to illustrate this problem, the problem that we're going to talk about, and the solution and some fuel for you to get where you need to be going. Okay. So it's just a simple 2-part story. It's there just to help you think. That's it. Just to think different. So here's part 1. This is the deep struggle with unbelief. I want you to meet Alex, a dedicated nurse with a compassionate heart who recently located to a bustling city for a dream job opportunity. And beneath Alex's professional success lies a deep-seated belief that he's inherently, you ready, unlikable and destined to be alone. Meaning in his mind, he has an architecture, or like a structure in his mind, to ultimately fail. So this belief, rooted in years of struggling to form deep connections, has grown into a silent, constant companion coloring his view of the world. So in his new city, surrounded by unfamiliar faces and places, Alex's belief intensifies. He spends his evenings in the quiet of his apartment, the walls echoing his feelings of isolation. They are screaming. In that silence, they are loud. Each invitation he declines. Every potential friendship he avoids. Reinforces his painful belief, and it creates a vortex of loneliness and self-doubt, making his new life seem bleak and very unwelcoming, undesirable even. So let's talk about that. I mean, I can feel that. I don't know where you've been, and there's a friend of mine. His name is John, and I'll never forget. We were at an event, and it was for a group of people who, they're actually supposed to be people that care and love people. And this person was just talking about how no one would talk to them and whatever. And finally, my friend John said, "Hey, just." Do you speak to anyone? Or, well, no, I wait and see, blah, 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 blah. And so he was like, look, if you want friends, make yourself friendly, right? Like you go first. So let's just get into this, right? Around this, and I'll build from it, but let's just start with handling uncertainty and beliefs. So the first thing is we need to do is we need to embrace uncertainty as an opportunity for growth. That's it. It's real simple. You got to embrace it, embrace opportunity as an uncertainty as an opportunity for growth. So we want to start by acknowledging that uncertainty is natural. It's a natural part of life and an opportunity for learning and personal development. So you have to look at both of them. We acknowledge it's natural for our part of our life, but it's also the opportunity for learning and personal development. And so what I want to do is encourage you to consider a mindset shift here. I want you to shift your thinking, a mind shift actually, with a mindset shift, to view uncertainty not as a threat, okay? It's not a threat, but as a path to discovery. That's a big thing. It's a big turn. The second thing is to build confidence through small steps, right? So as we're going through this first part, right, of how you're going to get into handling uncertainty and beliefs, number one, you want to embrace uncertainty as an opportunity for growth. Number two, build confidence through small steps. So what does that mean? You want to set small achievable goals related to the belief they are testing. Right? So you want to set goals to test the belief. And then what you want to do is you want to celebrate these small victories to build confidence in their ability to create positive outcomes. Okay. The third thing that you want to do is cultivate a growth mindset. This is big. This is one I challenge people to do all the time. And a growth mindset to me is obviously that you know that you can change, you can still improve. There's still more. It can be done. There's always an opportunity for you to adapt for the better. And so for me to cultivate a growth mindset, it's to promote the idea that abilities and understanding can develop over time with effort, and experience. So you have to put effort into this thing, and then ultimately experience is going to help you. That these abilities that can be developed, your understanding, it can grow. And then we want to highlight the importance of resilience and learning from both successes and setbacks, because part of growing is you have to put yourself in a spot to be resilient, to develop that and learn from the success or setback. The fourth thing that I want to point out is you need tools for resilience and anxiety management. Oh yeah. So you have to manage yourself, obviously, but anxiety comes along with that. So I want to introduce you to some techniques like mindfulness, journaling, or counseling for managing anxiety associated with your uncertainty. Those are all options. But I really want you to understand that you can learn how to focus on controllable aspects and letting go of what cannot be controlled. That's a big tool for your resilience and anxiety management. And then the fifth is evidence-based belief adjustment. Now that's big. Theories are good. Evidence is so much better. I want to encourage you to form beliefs that are based on evidence and personal experiences rather than on fear or speculation. Most people walk into the room speculating. Most people walk into the room wondering. I'm guilty of it too. Sometimes we walk into a room with everything that should not be in our mind. We're worried about things that are outside of our control, when really our focus needs to be who we are, how we show up, and how we're going to relate and interact with the room. So it's real important that you form beliefs based on evidence. And then you've got to revisit and adjust these beliefs as new information and experiences are gained. Okay? So that's real simple. What is it? Number one, embrace uncertainty as an opportunity for growth. Number two, build confidence through small steps. Number three, cultivate a growth mindset. Number four, you have to have tools for resilience and anxiety management. And number five, evidence-based belief adjustment. So that's a lot of stuff, I know. And I just kind of threw some things there to you, hoping that you'd catch it, right? But in the beginning, I said, I'm going to use something that's very universal and common to pretty much everyone. And using Maslow's core human needs, or the human needs are, and I believe there's six core human needs I like to always work with, but and I'm sorry, let me say that correctly. It's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Okay, so as I chose one of them, I want to use this as an example for you to be able to apply what I'm talking about. So I'm going to use seeking belonging and connection, right? So I want to apply what I'm talking about to those who want to seek belonging and connection, which I think all of us want that. So here's how we do it. You ready? This is a short and simple thing. 5 things, just like I listed 5. Now here are 5 things. You're going to reframe the belief. So take the belief, I'm not good at making friends, and reframe it as a hypothesis. What do I mean by that? Here's an example. If I engage in social activities, I may develop new friendships. So much better than I'm not good at making friends, because now I begin to build my mind and all my structure with that in mind and to that end. And I'm going to get what I am saying and thinking because my behavior will follow that belief. So if I can reframe it as like a belief hypothesis, now I can move into that. If I engage in social activities, I may develop new friendships. So now that's going to help me recognize that this hypothesis carries uncertainty, but is an opportunity to explore new social skills and settings. So even though I have uncertainty, right? Uncertainty is there. It's an opportunity, and that's where I can step out. So now I want to test that. So first I reframe it. Now I'm going to test this hypothesis, right? So I'm going to encourage you to participate in social activities if you do that, or joining interest groups as a means to test this out. You've got to do it. And so how do you do that? You have to set achievable goals like, you ready? Initiate that conversation. If you want friends, make yourself friendly, or attending a certain number of social events. You don't have to be the person on the front row, but maybe there's something, if you have a chamber event, go to that, or something in the community at a church, go to that. It could be a 5K, go to that. It could be an outdoor concert, go to that. It could be a market, go to that. I mean, it could be your neighborhood, go to that. It could be, let's do a neighborhood get to know you thing, go do that, right? These are all the things that you can do to test it, because you want to set the achievable goals like initiating conversations or attend a number of social events that will give you some ways to test. Now you want to observe and record, right? So the third thing is observe and record. Keep a journal to document your experiences, feelings, and like anything that's going on. What's your mindset like? And then any emerging friendships that start to come out of it, and pay attention to both positive interactions and also, you ready? The challenging moments. That's what's going to be really important. Now, why do I say to journal? I mean, it could be a voice memo. I mean, it doesn't matter. Remember, the metaphorical page, the blank page, is whatever you share it with. So you need to understand that nothing will listen better than the blank piece of paper. So do that. Work on that. Put it to work. Okay? So now, the fourth thing is reflect on the experience. So after a period of experimentation, reflect on the experiences. Were there moments of connection? What was learned about social interactions then? And then what you're going to do is use this evidence to adjust the initial belief now. So you can just a little minor turn, the initial belief, just turn it a little bit. Perhaps the new belief becomes, you ready? I can make friends in the right social settings. So now you move to, I can do something, so I can, but it's in the right social setting. So now you're beginning to define what the right is. You're looking for the objective right social settings, right? And then the fifth thing is you want to build on the experience. So you want to create an action plan based on the new belief. This could include regular participation in social activities, deepening connections made, or exploring new social environments. This is a big one. This is an action plan around the new belief. And then you want to continuously revisit and adjust the belief based on ongoing experiences and feelings of belonging and not on all the old information. This is your blank page moment. Revisit, adjust the belief based on ongoing experiences and the feelings of belonging. I'm a firm believer in something that we need to spend more time helping people belong and stop always waiting for them to believe like us. You belong people into believing, right? That's an important thing. So there are your five. If you want to apply, and I just use the example of if you're seeking belonging and connection, number one, reframe the belief. I'm not good at making friends, and change it to, if I engage in social activities, I may develop new friendships. Testing that hypothesis, right? You want to encourage participation into things. You tell yourself, I can do this. Encourage yourself to do it. Join an interest group. Third, observe and record. Keep a journal, document the experiences. Fourth, reflect on the experience. Use this evidence to adjust your initial belief. And the fifth is building on the experience. Create an action plan on the new belief and continuously revisit and adjust that belief based on ongoing experiences. So by addressing how to manage uncertainty in beliefs and then applying strategies to the specific goal of improving social connections, like that's the example here, you or I or people we know, we can develop a more like a very competent and proactive approach to shaping beliefs and behaviors. So I want you to know this two parts that I put together for this guide it's aimed to, or my focus is to empower you, the individual, to embrace your uncertainty, to test the new hypothesis, and ultimately find your greater fulfillment and connection in your own life. So remember that story I opened up with about Alex? Let me take you to the closing part of that. So here's the second part. This is his life-changing application of the framework. So Alex discovers this podcast. And inspired by the episode on reframing beliefs, he decides to confront his deepest fears. He begins by acknowledging his belief as a hypothesis, not a certainty. And then it's something like this. If I open up to people, I might be able to form meaningful connections. Embracing this new perspective, Alex sets small, manageable goals. His first step is it's a simple thing, but it's significant. He's going to join a book club. And at each meeting, he challenges himself to share a thought or ask a question. And he begins to slowly peel away the layers of his long-held belief. Alex also starts a journal documenting his feelings before and after social interactions. This becomes a powerful tool helping him to manage anxiety and recognize patterns in his thoughts. Each positive interaction, no matter how small, starts to chip away at the fortress of loneliness that Alex has built around himself. As weeks turn into months, Alex begins to notice a remarkable transformation. The book club members start to become friends, inviting him to other social gatherings. Each experience is a step towards disproving his old belief. The most profound moment comes one evening when, surrounded by laughter and lively conversation, Alex realizes he no longer feels like an outsider. The turnaround is dramatic and it's life-affirming. Alex's new belief, I am capable of making and sustaining deep relationships, becomes his new truth. This belief doesn't just change his social life, it revitalizes his entire perspective on life. He approaches his job with more enthusiasm, explores his city with curiosity, and most importantly, looks at himself with newfound respect and kindness. Alex's journey from deep unbelief to a fulfilling social life is truly a testament to the power of reframing our beliefs and the incredible life-changing impact it can have on you or me. I just hope that this will touch you in the ways that it touches me. And I am so challenged by knowing that this is something that we can all do, something that we can all work on, something that, yeah, we can totally make a part of us, a part of our journey, that we can deal with this uncertainty in our beliefs and we can actually reframe them. So it's with hope, or great hope, that I would like you to grab a hold of this guide, put it to work, try it for yourself, see what happens. And always know that you can share your feedback with me. Please go and DM or share it with me, post it online, however you can build your life into a way that when your behavior follows belief, it's something that you are truly, truly, truly involved with, consciously involved and aware of, with every decision, every step that you take, knowing that you believe for better things and you want greater outcomes. You can do this. You can transform your life, transform this journey, and you can reshape your beliefs. Until next time, we'll talk soon.